Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years.
In this video, we will be removing and replacing the Liftglass release switch in a 2009 Chevy Suburban. If you need this part or other parts for your car or truck, click the link in the description and head over to 1aauto.com. We're going to open the liftgate. We're going to switch our automatic liftgate off. We're going to take this handle off. We're going to use a T30 and a extension. Next, we're going to use one of our trim panel tools. We sell these at 1aauto.com. Slide it in, peel it back. Before I pull that down, I'm going to pull this one down. I just need to pull the edges out just to gain access to this. Before I pull it out, I'm going to pop this. So I want to pop this rear glass. I'm going to use this button on the key fob. Hold it down. This rear glass will pop up. I got to take these two push pins out. I got to push down on them. Release. Pull them out. Oops. Pull this out. So we don't want this to close all the way. I'm going to pull this up a little bit. Pry down on this. We can push this up and out of the way. And there's for this switch, there's a little clip. Pull that up, pop that switch off. So with a 10mm socket, an extension and a ratchet, there's a nut here, there's a nut underneath the wiper motor, there's a nut right here, there's a nut right there. So we'll take these two nuts out first, and then we'll get the wiper motor out after. We're going to pull this cover off, just pull up on the back side, and then you're going to grab and separate, and then it'll pull out. There's two tabs right there. 13mm socket and a ratchet. We'll take this nut off. You can use this tool. We sell this at 1aauto.com. With a 19mm socket and a ratchet. And we'll release the wiper on. Pull that off. And we can pull this for the washer fluid. Just pull it straight out. We're gonna have to pull this off. If you have a wrench that's big enough, you can use that. If not, just channel locks will work. Channel locking pliers. Once you get it loose, you can do it by hand. It's just plastic, so be careful. And we'll pull that grommet off. We're gonna disconnect the electrical connector. We're gonna use a flat blade tool. Just push in and disconnect it. Use the flat blade tool right there. And then pull down. For this, we're gonna use a 10mm wrench and a flat blade tool. It's fairly small. You're gonna have to hold the nut while you turn the stud in the middle, because there's nothing that holds the stud on the inside. Once you get it low enough, you can grab in the back and then twist the nut off. Do the same to the other side. Now when you're taking this last one out, make sure you hold the motor so it doesn't fall, hit you in the head. Now we can pull it out of our way. This wire is kind of tight right here, so I'm gonna pull that harness down a little bit. There's a trim tool. Pull that. Pull down the wiper motor. We're going to take off the nut right here. It's a 10mm. This is the one that was underneath the wiper motor. Take that off. And then there's a 10mm under here. Next, we're going to disconnect the electrical connectors. Just push the little tab. And that there. And this one here. These three. I'm going to use a trim tool. Pry up on that. Okay. Now, these little retainers that hold the connectors in, we have to take those off to get them through the hole. So we're going to take a flat blade screwdriver, pry up on this side, and we'll just slide the clip off. Do the same to this one. Slides off. And this one doesn't have one. So this rubber grommet, we're gonna have to push this in a little bit because we're gonna fish our wires through there. Once we pull it from the front. Now there's two little clips that are holding this in from here and up here. I'm going to use some needle nose pliers, get in behind the door and squeeze the clip. And you can use a screwdriver to push it while you squeeze it. Pushes just like that. This one's probably harder to see. There we go. Now carefully pull the gate down, but then you want to hold this piece because it is loose. And pull it out slowly. Pull the electrical connectors out one at a time. We're all set. We're going to disconnect our electrical connector, pull up on the tab, and pull out. And then there's two tabs that hold this in. And push on those two tabs. You're pushing on the switch. This is our old switch. This is our new switch from 1aauto.com. As you can see, the electrical connectors are the same. They have the same terminals, same locking configurations. Our old switch has the button missing, but if it still had it, it would have the same button. Get your part at 1aauto.com and you'll be ready to rock and roll. Install our new switch. I'm just going to slide it into the panel. Reconnect our electrical connector. We're going to skirt these wires back in here. One connector at a time. You can try to push this grommet from the outside. Sometimes it's easier to just pull it through. We'll just pull it through. Line up the holes, and then these locks on the top are just going to lock in. I'll open it up. See that grommet? I'm just going to pull on the wires. Make sure that seals good. I'm going to reinstall the nuts. I'm going to use a 10mm and a extension. And I'm going to go back and snug them all down with a ratchet. Just snug, not too tight. It is plastic, so you want to be careful. That's good. Install this window wiper motor. We'll line this up like that. Take our 10mm nut, get that started. Get the other one started. I'm going to use the socket and the extension and just snug it up. I'm going to hold it from the back side for a little bit until it stops turning. Snug those up. Plug our electrical connector in. Plug these connectors in. Let's see. Start with the big one, plug that in. And this small one, and this medium one. Now we have these fasteners that are going to hold it down. We're going to slide that right on like that. Slide this one there. Reinstall. Right there. There's that other one. This one didn't have one. So we want to line this up a little bit. If you have to loosen those nuts up a little more so that we can get this good. There's a little tab right here that's going to go down to there. Put that in there, and then we're going to take our plastic nut and thread that on. Take our channel lock pliers, and we don't have to get this too tight, just a little bit. It's good like that. It's a good idea just to turn the key on and cycle the rear wiper and then get it to stop and then turn the key off so that you know that it's timed right, because otherwise if you put your wiper arm on and it's not in sync with time, then your wiper could be in the wrong spot at the wrong time. So now we shut the key off when it went back to the stop position. We know it's in the right time. So we'll put our arm back on. Take our washer fluid feed, plug that in. Make sure it goes around the arm this way. Put our nut back on. Using our 13mm socket and a ratchet. We'll snug that down. Install our guard back on. Push it straight on. And now we're going to test it, make sure it works. Now we're going to test it to make sure the button works. Before we do that, we want to make sure the car is unlocked. So double click your unlock button. And then we'll test it with the switch, and it works. We want to slide this over up top first. Sliding these parts underneath, up here. Like that. Before we push those push tabs in, we're going to line some of these push rivets. Get those in. We need to remember there's an electrical connector right here. Hook that up. For your switch. with these plastic type rivets that we pulled out before. You want to get it set up like this, so you're going to push on this to get it so it's popped through like that, so that when we get these in the hole, then you're just going to push down and make it flush. And that's good. We can close this. We're going to line these up. Push that up. Over here, line these up. It's all lined up. Now we're going to install this bolt. It's a T30 Torx. Tighten it up. Just snug it up. We're going to turn on our automatic liftgate. Now we're going to test our liftgate. Hit the close button. And it latches good. Now we're going to open it. Just push the button. Good.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at 1aauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.